How can you make a not to-do list? Let's find out. So by the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Lots of great videos coming up in the areas of productivity and habit building. Before we really get into how can you create it, you want to understand why you actually need a not to-do list. A not to-do list really helps you avoid the pitfalls that you've been falling into, the mistakes that you've been making, that you want to avoid, that you want to stop. Any negative, unproductive, unsupportive behavior for your success, for your happiness in your career and in your life. Yeah, so you absolutely want to have a not to-do list. And the great thing about the not to-do list, they don't change very often. As you know, a to-do list, what does happen? It changes every day, right? A not to-do list pretty much stays the same. It's a list of all the pitfalls, all the mistakes that you've made in the past, basically, that you want to avoid from now on, right? And it's a visual thing usually. You want to have a printed version, you want to have it on the wall, and it reminds you that you don't make the same mistakes again. So there are 4 steps you want to take when you're creating your not to-do list. Number 1, write down the very obvious not to-dos. Yeah, so that's the first thing that you want to do. You want to think about, what is some obvious thing I don't want to do anymore? Okay, what have I learned that I really have to stop doing? For a lot of people, for example, is keep checking your email every 5 minutes. If you're checking your email every 5 minutes, can you ever focus? No, you cannot. So that has to go on the list. So anything, think about it. Okay, what are some things that I have to avoid? Yeah, some mistakes that I keep making that really don't help my productivity, that don't help my performance, that I want to stop doing right away. So write down the obvious ones first. Number 2, you want to dig deeper. You want to dig deeper. You want to ask yourself questions like, what is really wasting my time? You know, what is really disturbing my productivity? Right? What's really blocking, hindering me from more success and more happiness in my life and my career? Okay, you want to try to dig really, really deep. Many of the behaviors, many of the bad habits that we've created and developed over the years, we are not even aware of. Let me give you a quick example. If you work in a company where meetings are common, you know, some of our clients as well, they are famous as meeting companies. And all these so people have meetings all day long, meeting after meeting after meeting. All the meetings have no clear agenda. Yeah. So these things really waste time for everybody. Yeah. And some of these companies, they've realized that over the years, and they've been working hard on changing that as well. Okay. So you want to dig really deep. What are some things that I might be doing or my surrounding is pushing me into to do that I actually have to stop doing because it's really a huge waste of my time? Number 3, look at some popular examples. Look at some popular not to-do lists. Jump online, go on Google and type in not to-do lists of successful people or not to-do lists of famous people. And you will find lots of examples of not to-do lists of some of the people you might most admire as well. Yeah, just to give you a couple of examples from my not to-do list that might inspire you as well. Yeah, one of them is do not have a meeting or do not be accessible before noon. The reason for that is very simple. My peak productivity hours are from 9 a.m. to noon. Yeah, and in these 3 hours, I'm pretty much inaccessible to virtually everybody. Except one of my assistants. Yeah, I'm working with her on some projects sometimes. She's the only one, but nobody else. And also in some special cases only. Another example, do not answer calls from unknown callers. So you know what most people do, right? They have their phone. During the day, they get a call from some unknown number. What do? Yeah, they just answer it. Not a good thing. Okay, it's waste time. And it adds up during the day. And most of the time, it's just a telemarketer. Okay, so it's one of my rules. For some people, always have to be accessible on the phone. This rule will not work. Okay, but for you, it might. Another example from my not to-do list, do not check your email or your social media during peak productivity hours. So my main productivity hours, again, the biggest ones in the morning, like I told you, from 9 to 12, The second one's usually from 3 to 6 p.m. In these hours, I will not check my email. I will not check my social media accounts. Okay, it's just a distraction that I don't need. So for you maybe as well, you could apply a similar item on your not to-do list as well. Again, these are just a couple of examples. By the way, if you want me to make another video, with more things that I could give more examples of what to put on your not to-do list, please comment it below one time. Okay, I can happily make another video if you're interested in it. And number 4, put it all together. Once you have your list ready, you brainstorm it, you looked at examples, you dug deep, now it's time to put it all together into one little sheet, into one little list. I always recommend print it out, put it somewhere on the wall where you can see it. Because the challenge is, why do we have this not to-do list? It is a reminder, it's a constant reminder. Hey, these are the mistakes that I usually make. This is how I'm wasting time. This is what I should stop doing and not fall into it anymore. Trust me, I strongly believe if you have a visual version of it right in front of your face, there's a much higher chance you're not going to do these things anymore. So print it out, put it on the wall. Also, on a final note, every now and then, every 3 months, 6 months, maybe once a year, you want to upgrade your not to-do list. Why is that? Because you learn new lesson, you might have made new mistakes, you might have figured some things out that you don't want to do anymore, and so you want to update the list, keep it fresh, keep it going, keep growing. That's the thing. You know, we're human beings. We keep growing, we keep learning. If it never changes, it's probably just a sign you're not growing enough. So keep updating it, keep improving it. So comment below one time, what are some things on your not to-do list? What are some of the biggest lessons, the biggest pitfalls that you have to avoid? Share it with others, inspire others who watch this video. Comment it down below. By the way, again, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Lots of great videos coming up. If you like this one, give it a thumbs up. You can share it as well with a good friend of yours. And most importantly though, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.